Yo, what up, my beautiful dowdies? How's everyone doing today? I'm your host, Val. Let's talk about the designs of the characters in Zenless Zone Zero. Are the character designs bad in Zenless Zone Zero? I think we can all agree on that there's a lot of people not playing Zenless Zone Zero or are not really enjoying the designs of Zenless Zone Zero. I've heard a lot of people complain or even say that they're not going to play the game because the characters are so bad. Where does this come from? I think Zenless Zone Zero is really trying to be a different type of game, and we can clearly see that with their marketing and how the world is looking, how the actual gameplay is, you know, the comic style in the story or whatever. Zenless Zone Zero is really trying to be a different alternative game. If we looked at the live stream, they played metal music for like the opening ceremony. They're really trying to be that different, that alternative genre in the gacha game. I actually think that's a very positive thing. That means that everyone that really didn't have a connection with Genshin Impact, because Genshin Impact is very generic, right? Very generic anime style. Honkai Star Rail is also pretty generic, but it's still a little bit different. It's more like the science fiction space stuff. But Zenless Zone Zero goes to a completely different way. And because of that streetwear that they have and just those very alternative looks, maybe people don't really feel a connection with that. And I think that's where it comes from, because I think the whole concept of Zenless Zone Zero is being different and alternative. Now, I think by general, it's a free-to-play game. I think you should always try. You have nothing to lose, right? However, if you do not like the feel or you just don't have a connection with it, I understand that you don't want to give it a go because you're like, nah, I'm not feeling this, you know, I'm just gonna stick to what I already like. That's a very fair argument, but what would these people not like if we take a look at these characters? If we actually take a look at just all the 5-star characters or the S-rank characters in the game, we can clearly see, though, love or hate these characters, that there's a lot of the same color schemes in this game. I think Yuan right here has the most different color scheme, and the rest is kind of all the same. Now, maybe Soldier 11 also is a little bit different because it's like yellow and white hair. However, because of the yellow background, it fits in with that as well. But I do think these two here are the most unique. And I think maybe that's why people don't like it, because they don't feel that the characters have enough personality. And I think in general, a lot of gacha game players or anime enjoyers, they really like when a character is unique. There's always that funny joke as well. Spot the main character, right? If you have those zoom outs in like a crowd of people, you can instantly tell where the main characters come from. It's because we as people really like the distinctive traits or the unique traits of a specific character, like the weird hair color or the cool outfit. And if we look here, I personally like these designs. However, I can tell that these are very not that different looking characters, at least in their color scheme, right? You see here, black, white, red, black, red, white, black, red, white, black, red. You know, like it's the same thing. If I take a look at all the 4 stars, I think these overall have a more diverse look to them, you know? We can clearly see here green, black, white, then white, black again with a little bit of red. So again, the same color scheme. Here again, white, black, but then it's a bear. Then again, white, black, red. Here again, black, white with green hair. Here again, white, black, red, plus a little bit of like yellow, orange. Here, white, black, pink, and here again white, black, and then another yellow. And this one is blue, dark blue, white, black as well. So if I say it out loud, we can hear that I'm constantly saying white and black. And I think that is maybe the more frustrating part for a lot of people. I don't have an issue with this, and I do think that these characters look pretty interesting, and just the whole gameplay and the vibe of the game is giving me a very positive feeling. You know, I'm very hyped for Zenless Zone Zero, and I want it to succeed. But saying this out loud, it's really funny. You know, we have the same color schemes here. Of course, these are beginning characters. And I think the same thing, let's say take a Wuthering Waves, or let's say a Honkai Star Rail. You can clearly see most of the time what the beginning characters are, because there's not enough in the roster yet. There are the standard characters, then the 4 stars, and then most of the time 1 or 2 limited characters that will be released with the 1.0 of the game. When you think about it, the actual excitement levels of these characters shouldn't really be there either, because we just have the quote-unquote boring characters, right? We have 4 stars, and 4 stars should always be a little bit more less impactful maybe than the 5 stars. And then the 5 stars that we do have are most of the time the standard banner ones. Now, that doesn't mean it's an excuse to make everything ugly. However, the limited 5-star characters, that's where really all the shiny and bling bling comes from. And I think any opening gacha game will have maybe a less impressive roster overall, because the more impressive characters are going to be with time, you know, with the longer we wait, the more characters that will be there. And that's something always to consider or to think about. If we do take a quick glance at all of them that are playable, we can clearly see that the streetwear, the street style, or the punk, whatever you want to call it, right? The urban alternative is clearly there. And this is probably going to be there with the entirety of the game, right? We're going to not see all of a sudden a very happy, colorful character that would fit in like Honkai Star Rail or something. You know, they're going to keep the Zenless Zone Zero character looking things in Zenless Zone Zero. I think the feeling or the vibe, you know, you can call that as well, of these characters are pretty good. Me personally, I like it because I do like that I really think that they fit in the world, you know, so the immersion of it is very good. And I would love to hear you guys' takes on this, you know, what do you think about the characters? What do you think as the immersion as a whole, you know, the world, how everything feels and looks, because that is very important for a game to play. And if you guys, or a majority of you guys, don't like it or do like it, let me know why. You know, why don't you like these character designs, or why do you like these character designs? Because another big thing in the game is, of course, that there's like, hey, pause the video right now. Over 90% of you people that watch my videos actually are not subscribed to my channel. It would mean a lot to me if you would actually consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind after. Let's continue with the video. Quote unquote furry characters in there, right? We already have a bear and we have a wolf, and those two are like actual almost animals, right? They're literally humanoid animals. Then we of course have the more normal furry things, you know, like the cat girls just with the ears and the tails. I think those are fan favorites as a whole. I think a lot of people like these hybrid human animal types. I think the complete animals is a bit too much for a lot of people. And I think that's also a big reason why some people don't really like it, or some people really love it, right? There's a two sides to this. I think the variety can be very cool. You know, I think it's one of the first times that Hoyoverse actually did this. You know, where they had full-on animals in there. And I'm just very excited to see for the future. Like, if it actually get like an animal as a playable character for a limited 5-star banner, I really want to see how the revenue does with that, you know, because the Fury fan base is probably going to go absolute wild. Everyone's going to summon for that specific character. Probably a lot of people are going to try to get Lycon right now, you know, he's a fan favorite already. Or it might be that no one's going to summon on a banner because no one cares, because the anime player base just wants to collect waifus, you know, so that they want girls and whatever, or cool guys. So it's not a usual thing that happens. So I'm very excited to see how those limited banners are going to do. If they're actually going to be like less or way more than the normal look characters in the game. Another thing in the game is of course the factions, the different type of groups. So that also takes a big part in my opinion. If you take the faction from the maids, the housekeeping, they do, in some shape or form, have a maid outfit or a butler outfit or a cleaning look to them. Alan has a maid outfit, Corin has a maid outfit, Rena has a maid outfit, and then Lycon has that, would you like a tea, sir? You know, that butler outfit. I think they look cool, but they are the same vibes, and it's very hard to keep them separated because they're supposed to be in the same group. And that's with all of them, you know, they are part of a group, so they're going to have the same type of outfit or same type of look. And I think that's what people need to realize as well. If you don't like that, you know, you really want diversity in a gacha game, then you have to play something else. This gacha game is going to have certain groups. If you take the new one, the biker group, they're probably always going to have this punky style of look, you know, black jackets, spikes, helmets, whatever, black color scheme. So this is something to expect in the long run as well. This is 100% going to happen with other new characters. Now, we might get different factions, you know, they might add new factions. However, in those factions, they're going to have that same archetype or that same style. And I think if you try to accept that or try to realize that that's in the game, then maybe you can find more peace with the designs, because then it would make more sense. And this is a very big step from Hoyoverse, you know, that they do this, because normally in their games, they don't really have factions. They most of the times have areas where from, right? If you take Honkai Star Rail, we have Belobog, Penacony now, Lofu. And you can clearly see when a character comes from that area or that world. However, then they have still a lot of unique elements to them. Genshin Impact as well. We can clearly see if a character comes from Mondstadt or Inazuma or whatever. However, they still have diversity there. You know, you can still put them apart and tell the difference. And that's different again in Zenless Zone Zero. Yet again, they're really trying to be a different game and trying to make an alternative spin out of it. Now we have a lot of factions. We actually have groups of people together. And that's why they look way more the same, because they're part of the same faction. And I think that's why a lot of people maybe feel like they hate the characters. There could also be that they hate the characters just because they hate the characters, right? It doesn't mean because they look all the same. They can just hate the designs. Yet again, I would love to hear you guys' takes on why that would be. You know, why do you not feel a connection with it? Why do you think that they're ugly? Or let me know why you think they absolutely look beautiful and why they would be unique in a way. You know, I would love to hear you guys' takes on that. Zenless Zone Zero is almost out. We have to wait a few more days. Let me in the comments down below what your favorite character is, what your favorite design is, or what character you want to try to pull for, or what character are you trying to get. I'm excited to see what all of you guys' taste is, you know? Hey, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. It means the world to me if you could do that. Make sure to join the Discord. We're trying to grow the community even further. And if you want to support the channel even further, then become a member. I love you all, and I'll see everyone in the next video. Take care. Peace.